Hello, North Country basketball fans. Welcome to the telecast here on the 21st of January 2011 here in Chazy at the Eagles Nest. This modified game between the Willsboro Warriors and the Eagles of Chazy. We're about 2 minutes into the first quarter. Calvin was getting set up. I actually put him behind a little bit there. I didn't have the schedule for the modified girls, and yes, the roster, I should say. And you asked if I knew every single player, and I had to admit I didn't know them all. And the roster comes in handy.
You know all the single players, but not the married ones.
That would be true. And while we were setting up, Chazy went ahead 4-0. Allison Tatro made a basket, as well as Skylar Thomas. And just as we're speaking here, Willsboro cuts the lead into half. So it's 4-2 Chazy with 5:09 to go. And we have a Northeastern contingency of referees down there, Calvin. We have Andy Landry, and of course, I think, and there's a nice play by Paige Barcombe into the paint. Goes up 6-2, and Andy, I think, is the winningest coach for the girls, isn't he, at Northeastern?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he surpassed Don Sears. So Don Sears is there a long time, had a lot of wins, but I think Andy surpassed him.
Oh, nice pass from Trombley to Rachel Pombrio, and Chazy goes up 8-2.
But Andy Landry is a Beekmantown graduate, and Andy Morelli is, of course, a St. Mary's graduate, class of 67.
Okay, that would be true, but I'm thinking more Andy as a teacher at Northeastern Clinton all those years. But yes, he was at Beekmantown.
And Andy Landry also coached the boys here for a couple of years when his son was playing.
Yes, he did.
And before that, he coached at Northeastern boys before that.
The Northeastern boys. And while we were talking about Andy Morelli during the break here, he had quite a game the other night between Plattsburgh High School and Northeastern Clinton. It came down to the end, and Andy called a foul. Was it? It was an intentional foul, which is basically a technical, right? So you get, what, two shots in the ball?
It's not really a technical. It's an intentional foul.
You get 2 shots.
Right, 2 shots and you keep the ball. There's a couple of fouls in that vein. Of course, one, being the technical, but the other is the flagrant foul. You can go up and it doesn't have to be intentional, but if you're really brutal.
He didn't call a flagrant foul.
No, he just called an intentional foul where the man did not go for the ball.
He just grabbed the body.
He grabbed the body, wrapped his arms around the body.
And of course, he got an earful from Coach Hartman. Now, before the game, we were talking to Andy about that. He said he reviewed the tape, and he said he wouldn't have changed anything.
He's refereeing the game, and I think he made a good call. And in the heat of the moment, Coach Hartman disagreed with him, but.
Right, and I can understand that. So Andy had talked about he gave him like 2 technicals. Nice pass from Trombley to Pombrio, and she's fouled hard.
After the game, pretty much.
Now, when you give a coach 2 technicals, what does that do? I mean, the game's done.
He's ejected, and as far as I know, he has to skip a game.
Oh, is that okay? I was wondering what the consequence would be for that. And Pombrio was fouled going to the basket with 4:16 to go. They lead 8-2. So the starting 5 here for the Lady Eagles are doing a really nice job here tonight, moving the ball and taking advantage of their opportunities when they shoot. And Pombrio slams it off the backboard, and she'll get her second shot.
Yeah, as you know, Joey, most of the time the games that we tape are on a couple of weeks to maybe a month sometimes before they're on, because we usually got a backlog. But in that particular case, I just happened to have not finished my Saturday, Sunday program, and I had just a little over enough time to include that game that was recorded on Friday night. So I ran it over this past weekend as we're taping this, and I'll run it again in its normal sequence so that people who are looking forward to it who weren't watching that weekend could get it.
Well, it was funny. I had the clicker, so I always check out obviously Hometown Cable to see what's playing. And the game was on, and I'm going, this couldn't have been the game last night. That was my first reaction. And then I found out it was, and I'm going, wow, this must have been a really big game, capacity crowd. And Calvin gets it on the next day.
Yeah,
I was impressed.
I also had it streaming continuously over the internet all weekend long. And of course, it's up there archived on the internet now, so people who want to see it can.
And I think it's fair to say, now I wasn't there, they said it was a capacity crowd, but the way the game, not so much the way it ended, but the way the game was, that it was probably go down as a classic at Northeastern.
I would think so. I'd put it up there not quite to the level of that Saranac Northeastern game that you and I were both at 4 or 5 years ago. But yeah, this will definitely be a classic, maybe in the vein of that Elizabethtown Chazy soccer game that we missed.
Yeah, I was telling Maggie the other day, I said, of all the games that we call, the one game we missed in Chazy, which we really missed hardly any, was that classic where Chazy scored with 43 seconds left, and of course they go on to win another state championship. But that would have been a great one to call.
Yeah, unfortunately, Northern Adirondack had a championship game that night at the Class C level, and championship game overrules a semifinal game.
Oh, absolutely. Now, how is Sam doing? I know he's had the operation, right?
No, he's not going to be doing an operation. He's gone to several experts, and doesn't look like he's going to need a hip replacement. So he's just
therapy.
Yeah.
So will he be back next year?
No, I don't think he wants to. At his advanced age, stand up here for all these games.
You mean to tell me he doesn't want to stand in the cold?
No.
Early part of the season, it's warm.
He's served his time. Let him off for good behavior.
So Sam Castine has officially retired. We heard it here from Calvin.
Well, he does. He still does the Chazy Town Board meetings for us, and
yeah, it's heated and it's in a building.
And he can sit down. And he'll be. I'm hoping he'll do the graduation here at Chazy again.
Nice.
And
how about winter weekend? It's coming up in February.
How about winter weekend?
We know you guys look forward to covering that.
Yeah, we certainly do. And then there's, so I'm looking forward to maybe him covering, he does a Mass Christmas Eve for us. He does the St. Mary's Bazaar Parade, because I'm here in Chazy covering the Memorial Day Parade here in Chazy at the same time. And he does the Chazy graduation, because I'm covering a graduation that night too. So hopefully he'll be able to keep on those things in the foreseeable future.
Well, while we were kibitzing here, we had some changes here for Chazy. We had Hannah Hayes into the game, as well as Callie McGrath and Monica Garrow are into the game. And Allison Tatro, a nice shot, beautiful pass. And again, the modified girls from Chazy are looking very good here at the Eagles Nest on the 21st of January 2011. Calvin Castine, of course, he's on the camera. I'm Joey Trombley calling the action. And Calvin, I guess you might even be here tomorrow for the Bolton game.
Yeah, plans are to come back tomorrow for the Bolton games.
Games?
Yes.
I won't be here for the games. I'll be here for this one, though.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Well, I got to go show a house.
Okay.
I do, actually.
Go ahead, go make some money. Then
I don't even think, Calvin, I'm trying to make people's dreams come true.
Oh, okay. You're not in it for the money.
No, it's simply to satisfy people's appetite to achieve the American dream.
There you go.
How'd that sound?
Sound great. Even if they happen to be Canadians.
They might have their green card, I don't know. Well, we have under a minute to go here. Chazy up 11-2. It's Garrow with the ball. Gets it over to Barcombe. Barcombe making a move by Heineman. And there's another shot up. And Tatro off. Oh, she has good soft hands. And it doesn't drop. And Andy Landry says it is going to Chazy with 38.8 to go in the first.
I'll also be here next week as we're taping this when the Seton Catholic is here.
Yeah.
And Chazy girls will not fare quite as well against the Seton Catholic modified team because my daughter is coaching them.
Oh, well, that says it all right there.
Yeah, so.
And they got ninth graders.
No.
Oh, no?
No, they've only got 6 of the JV squad. They've only got 6 on the modified squad.
7th and 8th grade girls?
Yeah.
But they're the 6 starters and they're in the whole game. The 5 starters in the whole game. And that's, and I can say this when I coach at the lower level. As a coach, that was kind of the frustrating part when you play teams with not many players. When you have to adjust.
Yeah, if you've got 6, 7 good players, that's all you need.
Right, and then if you got 15 and you're adjusting, don't get me wrong, you got to play everybody at the modified level, but it was hard to get the proper matchups to make it competitive. And then what happens, it doesn't become competitive because you get some mismatches.
Yes.
So we have
3.4
to go. Will they get a shot off?
No.
There's no urgency here. And no, Calvin called it. And the first quarter comes to the end here in Chazy. The Eagles leading the Warriors in the modified action 11-2. And we're back to start the second quarter, and the arrow favors the Warriors. And we have number 25, Stephanie Blanchard. She'll get the ball into Hendricks. And Amanda Hendricks with the ball being guarded by Brooke West. And she cuts right into the lane and is knocked away. And Sloper passes it up over to number 5, Hendricks. She gets the shot up, and a nice rebound by Alyssa Hansen, and she gives it up over to Garrow. And it's Monica Garrow will take the ball up here for the Lady Eagles. She's picked up at half court. She's guarded by number 5, Hendricks, and Garrow takes it right in, drives to the hoop, and Hendricks fouls her, so Monica Garrow will go to the line for 2.
You can see it's a learning process. Andy Morelli had to show the players where to stand.
Oh yeah, that's the joy of modified. But you know, it's refreshing actually watching these type of games. They get excited when they make a basket, and it's just fun to see because it's very innocent.
And most times you don't have a parent that's into it too much.
Yeah, not normally, no. And crossing the line. And going across the line was Sarah Janier.
She's so excited that she made it, but it didn't count. She doesn't know that part.
As far as she is concerned, it went in.
That's right.
Oh, no foul called. And I'm surprised on that one. But it would be Hannah Hayes taking the ball up here for Chazy. And of course, we were talking between the periods. We're talking, of course, Andy is now officiating after his coach all those years. So I wonder how he feels when he starts getting cat calls from the other benches if he makes a call and they aren't happy.
He probably says, "I would have hollered too."
And it's Hannah Hayes. I mean, I go way back with Andy. Andy was my math teacher back in junior high. And back then, Andy also had the game of chess. So we would go in at noontime and play chess. I must have did like 3 years of playing my lunch break with Andy Landry. And my guess is he probably got the best of me. I don't totally recall. But I might have had a couple upsets there through the years.
You're not exactly a Mr. Fisher when it comes to chess?
No, there's no Bobby Fischer in me here, that's for sure. But we did have a Bobby Favreau. You know Bob Favreau from Champlain.
Yeah.
Bob was an incredible chess player. I mean, beyond expert. I mean, this guy is something else. I don't know if he still plays, but he could play with his eyes not even looking at the board. He knew the board that well. That was beyond my league.
He could beat you with half his brain tied behind his back.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt. So we didn't have Bobby Fischer, we had Bobby Favreau. And it's Brooke West passing it back over to Garrow. Garrow into the paint, looking to get the shot off. She's got to get out. They'll call her for 3. She does. And Hannah Hayes trying to get into there. She gives it up over to Janier. Janier with the ball, has Hansen underneath, doesn't see her. Nice move by Janier. Trying to do something with it, gives it up to Brooke West. West gets the shot off and doesn't fall for Brooke. And it's rebounded here by the Warriors, and it's Rachel Burt grabs the rebound. She'll take the play up, the ball up. She'll call the play with 4:42 to go here in the second. It's the Lady Eagles leading the Warriors 11-4. Hansen guarding Wilkins, and Wilkins passes it back, taken by Hayes. Hayes looking to run the floor. She crosses center court, and she's got some nice speed. Hayes goes up, and she is fouled by number 25, Blanchard. Hannah Hayes to the line for 2. And just misses the first one. Well, this has got to be, actually going back to Andy for a minute, to go from the intensity of that game to go to a modified game has got to be a little nice break.
I would imagine, because Northeastern was always in the thick of things when it came to the sectionals and CBAC championships.
And Chazy will take the ball out. And Garrow calls the play, and the ball is intercepted by, Arendt gives it up over to Blanchard. There's the shot. Nice shot by number 2, Wilkins. And the ball goes off of Wilkins, so Chazy will get the ball back with 4:09 to go here in the second. They lead 11-4. And it's Garrow to Hannah Hayes. Hayes will take the ball up here for Chazy. She approaches midcourt, and she'll be picked up by Burt. She calls the play. They clear out, and Hayes takes it into the paint. Back over to Garrow. Garrow surveying the situation, goes on the left side. Now she's driving, and she's fouled by number 11, Burt. And it will be underneath the basket for Chazy. So they haven't scored anything here in the second quarter. They had scored 11 in the first. So Willsboro doing a good job defensively to shut down the offense of Chazy here in the second. And we have Pombrio ready to check back in here for Chazy. And also getting ready to check in is Allie Tebow as well as Emma Garso. And Alyssa Hansen does a nice job to steal the ball. She gives it up over to Hannah Hayes.
You notice the musical chairs to help keep track of who she's put in there. The kids slide down, and when the seats become empty and players are set to report in, everybody slides down and stays in the right order.
That's a good way of doing it.
Yeah.
Well, when you have, let me see, she's got 3, 6, 8, 11, she has 16 players, 5 on the court at a time, and you got 4 7-minute quarters. You got to do some adjusting if you're going to play everybody.
Yes. And no way you can keep track of that, even if you're a master chess player.
No, I think Bobby Favre would have a hard time with that one. Well, if Bobby can watch this game, he's getting a lot of airtime.
Yeah, that's right. I'm sure he's tuning in for a modified Chazy Willsboro game.
Yeah, from being Northeastern, and of course, his kids have gone through the system now, I think, or are they still in school?
Still a Favreau girl in the JV level.
Okay. So you never know. He might be going finger hunting with the remote. And come across this game, and he might just hear his name as he's going through and stop, and then he may go online, watch it all there, and send you a donation. I mean,
yeah, he may.
It could happen.
He just may do that.
So, and I bring that up, I want to go into the donations, is that this is viewer-supported and business-supported of TV, and if you haven't given a donation, Janier, nice shot, and Tebow gets the rebound. If you haven't given a donation, if you could, just send it to 1477 Ridge Road, Champlain, New York. Or if you want to go online to Plattsburgh.com or Hometown
Cable
Network.com, you can pay by PayPal, if I'm not mistaken. And if you've given before and it's been a while, you could think about giving again. We want to keep this program on the air, and I'll say this, Calvin, even away from the games, it's amazing the people that I talk to have nothing but good things to say about Hometown Cable and the memories that you've created over 7 years now?
Yeah, we're in our 28th year. It'll be 28 years in June. Just got a email this week from a former Chazy player, Tom Nom.
Tommy, yes.
Who's watching faithfully on the internet. Asking me to find some of his games to put them on, so I told him I'd make an extra effort. We've got 6,000 on and another 12,000 to get on, so give us time. But
you must know where that game is then.
Yeah, right.
3 seconds.
Yeah, and and every once in a while, like the week before, I got an email from Florida, from the Vians family.
Yeah.
Remember they had that place in the other side of Moore's Forks there, where they were going to develop it there, and had what they call it, the English River Acres or something there.
Yes. Oh, nice shot there. We're talking by Henrik.
So their son played Modified B. He's looking for a Modified B game at Northeastern against Northern Adirondack.
Wow. I mean, how cool is that? Now, how many hits now are you up to nowadays?
We're still averaging around 10,000 clicks for
you know how many
videos.
Unique visitors?
I don't. I'm not sure. I'm sure Brian McBride could tell us. And that's just, of course, at the Hometown Cable Network website.
that's not
I haven't done a count on the Plattsburgh.com website now.
Okay. But it's grown, and I think every time we announce it on these shows that we do here, more and more people will get wind of it. And like I say, I was impressed. The Northeastern PHS game was on the next day. And you took me back to yesteryear when you see the softball game, but the next day you try to get them on the TV.
Back when?
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking.
I didn't have wasn't taping as many events.
2+ decades ago.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm still around to talk about it with you guys. Oh, and Garcelle has it knocked away. We're under 40 seconds here. This first half will come to an end. Nice block by Tebow, blocking Bigelow. And 11-8, Willsboro was down 11-2 after 1. They've scored 6 points in this quarter. And defensively, they've shut out the Eagles, and they have a chance to bring it to within 1 here for the half. With 22.3 seconds to go, it's Chazy 11-8 and timeout with Willsboro. And we're back from the timeout, and it is Hendricks taking her time. She has 18-17. I think she's letting the clock go down. And at the 10-second mark, she'll probably make her move. And she sends it in. Stolen by Brooke West. Brooke West looking up. And she's called for a travel. She tried to get it over to Pombrio. So the right idea from Brooke West, except she was called for a travel with 3 seconds to go. And Andy was going to call it. He goes, nah, it's not going to reach. And the first half comes to an end. Chazy leading Willsboro 11-8. And we're starting the third quarter. I'm laughing because Calvin and I are having a debate on
heated political debate.
A heated political debate.
You look like a coach and a referee.
Hey, and we're on the same side. And Chazy broke their scoring drought right in the first 30 seconds. Score the first 2 points, so they go up 13-8. Trombley guarding, and she gets the ball over to Sloper. Sloper being guarded by number 13, Skylar Thomas. And Andy Morelli says the arrow favors red. So the Warriors of Willsboro, I can say Elizabethtown Lewis of Willsboro, take the ball out. And it is Arendt getting the ball back over to Burt. Burt back to Arendt. To Blanchard. Blanchard taken away. Skylar Thomas looking to take it all the way. Gives it to Trombley. Trombley looks the shot. She's blocked. And Andy says no defense. Trombley
knew that. She was getting
carried away.
No, none of this hustling stuff. You get back there and defense. Get away from there.
And with 5:58 to go, Chazy up by 5. This is in the third quarter. They play 7-minute quarters here at the modified level. And the ball goes into the hands of Arendt. Arendt loses it, passes it back over to Burt. Burt guarded by Trombley. And 3 seconds called on the Warriors. Turnover. Ball goes back to Chazy. Trombley will take the ball up as it is Thomas taking the ball out. And Trombley taking the ball up. Calls the play. Gets it. Oh, nice play. Gets it into Stalker. And rebounded by Thomas. Back to Trombley. Trombley back to Thomas. Thomas from the foul line gets the shot off. Rebounded by... Oh, in and out. It was a nice shot by Ashley Giuseppe. And it's back out. Thomas gets a shot off, and it's not dropping, but some good looks here by the Lady Eagles. And taking the ball up is number 35, Ashley Arendt. Off the hands of Burt, but she saves it from going out. And it is stolen by Stalker, but she's on the line. Andy Landers said, I had to call it. He was like a foot away.
I could see, Joey, where a good player who played majority of the game could end up with about 40 rebounds in modified basketball.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Nice shot there off the backboard. And Willsboro is within 3. Nice pick by Giuseppe. And there's a tie-up, and the arrow favors the Eagles, so Chazy will get the ball underneath the basket, underneath the Willsboro Warrior basket. Trombley will take it out. Trombley gets it over to Thomas. Thomas makes a nice move, gets the shot off. It doesn't drop, and it's picked up by Giuseppe. Gillespie. I keep getting her name messed up. And Monica, I apologize for that, or Ashley.
What happened?
I keep messing the name up.
Oh, Gillespie?
Gillespie.
Yeah.
I keep saying Gillespie.
Oh.
Gillespie, okay. Ashley, I promise you I'll get it right by the end of the game. And the ball comes up by Blanchard. And she's called for a travel. She tried her best not to.
We're getting it so it has that Gillette. Shaving, you shave before you came.
Right.
You think
The Gillette family.
Yeah, but it's
Gillespie.
Yeah.
Thank God you're at the camera to keep me straight.
Yes. God and I are good friends.
Well, we don't want to have the FCC come down hard on us here, so you're doing a good job. Partially blocked. We don't need this Howard Stern stuff going on.
I got to correct. What is partially blocked anyway? What is that? What is partially blocked?
Your hand partially hit it? I don't know.
Either it's blocked or it's not.
And what a play by Taylor Stocker. She was focused. No one was going to stop her. She went end to end, took it in. Nice play by Taylor Stocker. Chazy goes back up by 5 with 3:23 to go here in the third. Yeah, why not just say blocked, right?
Right. Well, it's one of those things that people say, and like Lady Warrior. Either you're a lady or you're a warrior. You can't be both. You can't have it both ways.
Well, in the Willsboro, you can.
Apparently.
Tatro pushes it back to Trombley. Trombley in the paint, goes back over to Garrow. Garrow, nice move. She went right hand, left hand.
I saw that.
Very, very nice move by Monica Garrow. Takes it off the glass. Chazy increases that lead up to 7, and it goes off the hands of Wilkins. So Chazy gets it back. So Chazy's picking up offensively in the third, and maybe it's the odd quarters are productive and the even quarters not so productive.
That'd be my guess.
I mean, just based on what we're seeing tonight.
That's got to be the answer, Joey.
Well, we'll find out in the fourth, but it's subject to change. But in our limited knowledge, that's what we're going to go with right now. Oh, nice pass, nice shot, and Stocker went up strong, didn't fall, and she's a little beside herself why that ball didn't drop, but they go back on defense. And Amanda Hendricks will take the ball up here. One thing I noticed when I listened to the Northeastern games with Joe Southwick, he's really into those stats, isn't he?
Well, he keeps them while he's there.
Yeah, that's what it means.
Yeah.
I've never thought about doing that when we just shoot the breeze. But it is impressive. He knows who's got the rebounds. He knows the points. So you thought Joe the stat guy. I thought with the Northeastern budget being bigger than the Chazy budget, you had statisticians there helping them out and stuff. Hometown Cable's budget up there.
Yeah.
You said with a lot of enthusiasm and conviction.
We're not low budget, we're no budget.
And a nice shot by Taylor Bigelow. Nice rotation. She misses that one. That's rebounded by Trombley. And timeout called by Coach Guerin. And we have 1:59 to go here in the third. Chazy leading Willsboro 17-11.
let's go, Red. No. I know if the offense doesn't have the ball, the ref's supposed to put the ball down and start counting. I don't think I've ever seen him do it with the defense not out there.
Well, we're back from the timeout, and Trombley gets it from Garrow. Calls the play. Tries to find Tatro. And nice hustle by number 23, Daly. Stolen by Tatro. Tatro over to Garrow. And it's Monica Garrow. She calls the play. Garrow gives it back to Tatro. That'll be an over and back. And a turnover on the Eagles. So with 1:27 to go, Chazy will go back on the defense.
I've noticed one thing about Willsboro. They've got the youngest scorekeeper that I've seen this year, I think.
Yeah. Got to start somewhere, Calvin.
Yeah.
That young lady likes basketball.
Yeah.
Trombley steals it. And so by Trombley off the backboard and in, brings a smile to the young lady's face. And it's now 19-11.
Were they up by 9 at the end of the first quarter? Was it 11-2?
Yeah, and they were down up by 2 at the half, or 3. 2, actually, 2.
11-8, wasn't it?
11-8, yeah, 11-8, up by 3. And they picked it up offensively in the third. And we're back from the timeout here. And Willsboro with the ball. It's number 5, Amanda Henricks. Guarded by Trombley. Mara Trombley on Henricks. Gets it into Daly. Daly gets the shot off. And it'll go to Chazy. It went off of Willsboro. And Trombley will throw it into Garrow.
I'm not deliberately stepping on your coat there, Joey.
No, I see what it's all about. No. We have a washing machine. We can clean it up. We have running water in Chazy. We can make it work.
How is she? Running water. I haven't seen her in years.
She's not bad. She's
Doing well?
doing well. No pun intended. She's doing well.
Doing well.
And it is Daly. It'll go to Willsboro. 6.2 to go here in the third. And stolen by Tebow. Trying to get it to Trombley. A nice play by Henricks to tie her up with 0.7 to go. And my guess with 0.7 a shot won't get off here, Calvin.
No, and you've just wasted a possession because instead of inbounding it to start the fourth, Chazy will now inbound it.
And the third quarter officially comes to an end. Chazy leading Willsboro 19-11. And we're starting the fourth quarter, and now we have Rajon Rondo. Alias is Rachel Pombrio for Chazy. Gives it up over to Callie McGrath. McGrath gives up her dribble, finds Barcombe underneath. Paige Barcombe pushes it back over to Gillespie. Over to Pombrio. Pombrio looking to take it in. She goes in, gets a nice shot off, but it's rebounded by Burt. Burt running the floor. Nice pass over to Wilkins. Wilkins can't get to the drop, and it's picked up by Pombrio. Rachel Pombrio taking the ball up here for Chazy. Gets it in over to Emma Garso. Back over to Pombrio. Pombrio going baseline. She has a running one-hander. Doesn't drop. Rebounded by Burt. Actually, not Burt. It is Blanchard. And the collision going down. She lost the ball, so no foul. So the ball will go to Willsboro underneath the Chazy basket with 6:01 left here in the game. Little confusion there, but they've straightened it out. It is a red ball. And it is Blanchard taking the ball out here for Willsboro. Gets it over to Burt. Burt with the shot. And nice. And McGrath goes up for the rebound. Cannot grab it. It goes off her arm. So we'll go back to Willsboro underneath the Chazy basket. Blanchard calls the play. Gets it into Sloper. Sloper with the shot. And it goes off of Blanchard. And Blanchard's been on the ground twice here.
Well, it keeps the floor clean.
Well, you know, it's a tight budget year. We have a hard time keeping it clean.
Yeah, you knock the opponents on the floor and drag them a little bit. And
well, it is modified. You do what you got to do to win.
That's right.
We're just kidding, folks. We're just kidding. It is Pombrio with the ball. Over to Barcombe. Nice play by Pombrio to Barcombe. It doesn't drop. A nice play. And it's picked up by Burt. Burt running the floor. Pombrio back defensively as well as Barcombe. And Willsboro doing a good job. When they get down there, we're just kind of losing it here the last 3 trips down.
Well, they're learning. You know, there wasn't that long ago where there wasn't a modified program, and you didn't get into really competitive till you got to high school.
Yeah. No, this is great. And Barcombe over to Pombrio. Oh, nice pass trying to find Brooke West. And there's Burt. So Burt's doing a good job defensively here for the Warriors in the 4th quarter. Has it knocked away by McGrath into the hands of Pombrio. And Pombrio will slow things up here for the Eagles with 4:54 to go here in the 4th. It's Rachel Pombrio. Looks for Brooke West. Brooke West trying to get the ball, but again stolen by Burt, who's doing a wonderful job defensively. Has it knocked away, picked up by Garso. Garso gives it back over to Pombrio. So Pombrio will give it up over to Barcombe. And Barcombe will take it across midcourt with 4:35 to go. Chazy with an 8-point lead. It is the 21st of January 2011. Calvin's on the camera. Joey Trombley calling the game. And Calvin, the next 3 days we're in for a frigid chill here in the North Country.
Yes, the next 3 days are the type of days you'd like to be elsewhere.
Yeah. Let's just say I'm not going to be doing many outdoor activities in the next 3 days. We're talking 20, 30 below is what they're talking at nighttime, and a high of 0 during the day.
Yeah.
And if there's any wind, it's below 0.
The nice thing is it looks like it's only going to be a 3-day event and not a 2-week event.
Yeah. And Pombrio on the breakaway. Can't get it to fall. Back in 1989, the year Galen was born, the whole month of December, there wasn't a day where it got above 0. And there were pipes freezing all over the place. People were trying everything. It was brutal.
Not 31 days, not above 0. I think
That's a true story.
it is a story. Yeah.
Give Mr. Tom Messner a call, and he'll pull up that statistic for you. The whole month of December.
I'd have to check the records.
I bet you will too. Oh, and that will go to Chazy. Nice play by McGrath. Slaps it back, and number 23 Daly says, "I'll take it."
Yeah, look at me. I caught the ball, coach.
I'll take that ball. And with 3:31 to go, and some wholesale changes coming in. So we have Skylar Thomas, Sarah Janier, Hannah Hayes, and Alyssa Hansen into the game. And Pombrio stays in with 3:27 to go. We have no score. Nobody scored here in the 4th yet anyway. And it is Skylar Thomas taking it in. I thought she was just going to break the drought, but it doesn't drop. And it's picked up by number 5, Hendricks. Hendricks looking to drive back. She sends it back over to Daly. Daly with the ball. Sends it in, and she tried to find Bigelow, but it was out of Bigelow's reach. So the ball goes to Chazy with 3:02 to go.
I think it was 1911 when the 4th quarter started.
It was. Nobody scored. So remember I said about the defense, even and odd?
Yeah.
It's proven to be true at this point.
Your insightfulness never ceases to amaze me.
Well, you know, every now and then I get lucky. And, I can make a wild guess and you get lucky. Even somebody wins at the casino every now and then too, you know. I mean, you do get lucky.
That's right. Yeah, my grandson said, "Where's that place you go to win money?"
You got that mixed up a little bit.
Yeah, he's been watching the ads.
Translation, where do you go to pay for those nice lights?
And all those people who
Work there.
people who work there and the people who do win money once in a while, whose money was that they won?
Yeah, exactly. So what I do, I just stand by the door and somebody comes with $1,000, you just give me $500 and go home. You'll be ahead of the game.
There you go.
But no one's ever taken me up on that. And it goes off of Janier. And nice play by Hanson to jump in front of that ball, and she gives it up over to Hannah Hayes, and Hayes will take it up here for Chazy with 2:20 to go here in the fourth. Chazy leading by 8, 19-11, but nobody has scored for either team here in the fourth. And good hustle by Hendricks. And she steals it as Hayes tried to find number 21, Alyssa Hanson, and it's knocked away, and Hanson comes up with it. And a full timeout by Coach Guerin. She doesn't like what she sees with 1:59 to go. We'll be back. And we're back from the timeout, and they can press in the final 2 minutes, and Willsboro is doing that. Skylar Thomas does a nice job breaking the press. Good job. Thomas will get the shot off and doesn't drop. And here comes the Warriors. Gets the shot off. It is picked up by Hayes. Jump ball called. Arrow favors Willsboro with 1:38 to go. 19-11. So we were talking at the break. Of course, you and Gordy do the show every week. What's your show coming up this week?
This weekend, we're running one that I'm running out of sequence because the fellow was moving from the area. We talked with Aaron Robertson, who is a former world champion snowshoe racer. He's been teaching music at Northeastern, and he's got a job at Bethlehem School. I think
the girls they've never seen this. So with 1:16 to go. So you were saying?
So I'm putting that on because he's not leaving till about the 28th. So I'm putting it on the weekend of the 21st so that people will see it before he departs and he can bask in the glory of everybody seeing him on TV.
So what's on the agenda for future shows that you'll be taping?
Well, today we taped one on the the Chamber of Commerce in this history corridor that they're looking to bring to the region.
Yep.
We did a program on that. We've got a show with Les Bradford, a fellow who's been around the area for a while. He's originally from the Massachusetts area, but just an interesting fellow to talk to. And we got a show we did on the one-room schoolhouse
that's nice.
in Coopersville. And we talked to Shan Moore and Eddie Bayshard and Dennis Richards and a few other people. Those will be seen by the time people see this on cable. But the people watching us on the internet can watch those anytime.
Exactly. Well, we're talking. Chazy's having a hard time with this press.
That's the whole idea of the press.
Yeah, well, it's working. And the ball is for Chazy. And she's bringing some of her starters back into the game to break this press. Oh, that didn't work out too well. They score on that one, so it's now 19-15. Conley to Thomas. Thomas going up, doesn't miss the drop. Here comes Willsboro. Goes right into her hands. There's another shot. And they're within 2, so the Warriors are making a nice comeback here. And timeout Willsboro. I don't know if I'm the coach. I just let them keep doing what they're doing.
I would let them too. But you don't know if you're going to get a chance to get the ball back. So if they break the press, Chazy conceivably could have kept the ball down the other end without shooting. So there's no shot clock. So I don't know. Kids this young, I probably would have called a timeout. But in a normal game with more advanced players, let them keep going.
Yeah. The Chazy Eagles are a little rattled right
now. Right, and it gives Coach Guerin a chance to talk to them. So the timeout helps both teams.
And again, we're going full court press, so she'll try to get it into Pombrio's hands or Hayes. Hayes with the ball. She's got to go the other hand here. Arrow favors Chazy. So they can press. So Chazy's got to get it on the offensive end. They can't just go on the defensive end. There it is. Tatro. She has the inside move. A nice play by Allison Tatro. Takes it right to the hoop. And Chazy goes up by 4. Now Chazy will turn a press in here. Stolen by Trombley. So Chazy now putting the press on. So I guess we can do the same thing, I guess.
Final 2 minutes.
Yep, exactly. Got to admit, it's been an exciting minute and a half here. Going by Hannah Hayes. And a foul on Hendricks. And no foul, it looks like.
That was a push.
Oh, it was a push. Oh, okay. I thought you said red ball over here. Thomas with the ball. So a nice push over. And the game comes to an end, and the Lady Eagles win a thriller here at the Chazy Eagles Nest, 21-17. An exciting final minute and a half where you started pressing. It was really exciting, Calvin.
People who stuck around and watched this to the end certainly got their money's worth today, Joe.
Yes, they did. Well, it is the 21st of January 2011, just before the big cold snap coming here for the next 3 days. Calvin Castine on the camera. I'm Joey Trombley, who called the action. And this game officially has come to an end. Chazy 21, Willsboro 17. And as Calvin likes to say, that's the way it was in beautiful downtown Chazy.